Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go Talon!
Yep. Welcome to Pugmire Pioneer Puppers, Episode 8. Um, Title to be determined. So, last time we left off, we were running through the countryside, riding in a carriage with the clan leader of the Korat Cats, riding to the Iron Fang mine.
Ooh.
Woo.
Well, Iron Fang maze, sorry.
Yeah.
With a very important man on top of the carriage.
Very important. Smugly is
Very
riding
important.
along.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so you
got
do
so
arrive to the location, and there will not be much revealed, but here you go.
Ooh.
Woo.
Ooh, there's a map.
Long.
A
Yes.
map.
Very
I
long,
will
man.
give me a second.
That is long.
Um,
Very long.
So where do we come in on this? Do we come in
So
like...
you can choose if you want to come in on the top left corner or the bottom right hand corner. The choice is yours.
I feel like the bottom right hand is the better option. I have no bearing for this.
So
Only the feeling in my heart.
the Iron Fang maze is a training ground for the Korat cats of the Mao Empire. They use this area as a training ground of sorts for their kittens. This will be explained to you by the mayor as you are entering through the interpreters, of course. It is typical that most Korat cats, by the time they are considered no longer kittens, will have learned this place like the back of their paw.
Huh.
There are stairs, pitfalls, crags, traps, and he will mention a name kind of proudly, and the attendants that are translating will shush him.
Good to know.
So, the name sounds like Smilodon.
Huh.
Mylodon?
Smilodon, the scientific name for the saber-toothed tiger.
Oh.
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 Big boy.
Yes.
Very big boy. I guess the next question is, would our characters be like aware of like what the
No.
scientific name is?
No.
Cool.
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 But no, the way it sounds is like it's a house name being mentioned. The way he says it kind of reverently. But the fact that the attendants shush him immediately, it might be a state secret that he just kind of accidentally let slip, but you're not sure because of the language barrier.
Alexandria is already noting that. She is going to look into that name later.
Yep. He is. So between his being charmed earlier and the fact that he is just absolutely thrilled with Alexandria's just straight shooter personality and the fact that Rosabella is tough, he just likes the party already.
Oh hell yeah!
they're best friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even though he would probably sell us out.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So, you are... Once you arrive here, you are given the information that if your brother and the princess are here, they would probably be deeper on in the maze, and
Mhm.
there's no point in going in there as the sun is dropping.
Right.
Hmm.
So I think with that, Alexandria just what is the likelihood that if we wait too long, they will face consequences?
This maze is fully explored. Traps are, but Princess is healer, or has healer.
Right. What do you two think then? Looking towards Rosabella and Echo.
Sorry, can't hear. Can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes! Ah!
You know how we talked last session about
About
how you need to,
projecting.
yes, about
Project from the
projecting?
diaphragm.
Because
Ah!
let me give you an explanation of how it sounds like you go from talking like this and then I hear you again.
No!
And
Alright.
I'll sit here like I think she's talking to me.
She
No!
is at this point, though.
I think you asked, did you ask us what we
What you
thought
think
about,
about waiting. Because Alexandria herself is ready to head in.
well,
Go ahead and give me a spot check, Rosabella.
okay. I don't like being asked to check.
I know. You don't. When I ask for Rosabella, we can assume
It's
that.
always me.
Yeah.
It's what it a spot check would be a notice,
Yes.
correct?
Notice check. Okay. Yep. You have. The only thing you notice, Rosabella, is that the sun is no longer above the trees.
Well, while Rosabella doesn't see much sun, while the sun does not seem to exist at the current moment to her, she looks at Alexandria and just, I think we could still go in.
I think that would be the best option. I will admit, I am hesitant to risk any damage coming to him or to the princess. She definitely just added that last bit though, for the fucking sake of the cats might understand.
Right.
But
I wish I caught that. Ah!
Jess, I swear I'm speaking so loud. Do you want me to be like this and just get so close to my microphone?
That would be phenomenal for me. Because, like, I can hear the kid, I can hear Talent, I can hear them perfectly.
Okay, listen. I try my best. Well, this is why I feel so weird with people listening. I feel judged.
Like, if I couldn't hear them, I would blame it on my headphones. But I can hear them perfect.
Ah.
So I'm not blaming it on me this time.
It's fine. All right. So, do you remember what I named the cat mare?
A name.
Yeah. I believe it had something to do with an S.
I feel like it's something to do with a G.
We'll just call him the mayor for time being, because I can't
thought
remember.
he was just called the man.
He had a name. We got an
He
actual name.
did give a name. I just don't remember it. It's been a while. Well, anyway, he will let you know that the entire maze itself is open. It is one single layer, so there is no underground part. But it is filled with traps, dead ends, blinds, and there are some places that do have a roof because of old traps.
So here's the question: can dogs see in the dark?
No.
To any capacity? Okay.
No. Cats do have the low light vision ability, but dogs do not. The closest you've got is a torch.
Oh fuck! So it'd be stupid to charge in, is what I'm hearing. Is
More
like
than
it would
likely.
be incredibly stupid. So I guess we'll have to wait.
Yep.
So I think after that, I think with the awareness of that, Alexandria would just. I'm getting so close to my microphone now, Jess. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. But I think she just, with the sun going down, perhaps it'd be best if we wait then. Even though like I said, I'm hesitant to.
Alright, Alexandria, as the sun is going down, you are quite short. There is a reason why I'm pointing this out.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot see above most of the crumbling walls. They are about Rosabella's eye height. However, you can give me a spot check, or a notice check, to look around and see if you can find any evidence or anything of the nature.
Ooh.
Okay,
Oh.
that's not bad. So, you do see very faintly, around the center of the maze, is a slight rise of smoke. Almost like a campfire.
So I think as
Wait,
she's
can I
saying,
roll a
like,
check? Can I roll another check?
Yeah. Okay, 13. So yeah, you would also be able to spot it, but it is fairly faint.
See, for her, I think it'd be more of a smell.
Yeah, you can smell the burning wood ash.
So I think at that point. Oh! 21!
Echo. Ooh, nice. Along with the smell of burning wood, ash, and smoke, is also the smell of grilling meat. It is an unusual smelling meat.
Hmm.
I guess the real question is, does it smell like dog?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm glad.
Does it smell like dog?
No, it does not smell like dog.
Cool. So I think with that, like Alexandra will reach out as she's talking and grab Rosabella's, like, the cuff of her sleeve, and just, do you see that?
Hmm. Fire?
Ahead, and if there's fire, we know they're in there. Or at least one of them is. And
Hmm.
I doubt once we're in there it will prove useful. But it could be a center place for us to begin. It could be if we watch the smoke itself while we're in the uncovered areas, it might lead us.
So even though you didn't want to come in, you want to go in?
I'm incredibly torn, Rosabella. On one hand, I know that it is a pup's errand to run in there and to find ourselves in a situation we cannot handle. On the other hand, I'm a bit worried that certain people will not be there to greet us once we arrive if we wait too long.
Hmm.
Do you think you can handle whatever we find if we are to go in?
I already said that we should go in.
Then lead the way.
Alright. There is an old and rotted wooden door in front of you.
Can Alexandria just very gently try to push it open?
Yeah, you push on it and it crumbles to dust.
Oh. Well, You
Well?
just see her give a very pointed shake of her paw to like get any clinging dust off, and then step over, and then kind of wave Rosabella like ahead.
Um, Rosabella, as you are going through the doorway, you can actually see. This is like immediately from the light of the torch. There are pointedly very old kitten paw prints in the dust on top of the wall. Like, they don't go in through the doors, they just climb on the walls and go.
Oh my god.
Rosabella just looks at it and, like, she finds it very cute, very adorable.
Oh.
She also looks at her own paw.
Yeah, size comparison. Yeah, size comparison. It's like a size 12 shoe to a toddler's size 1.
Oh,
See, you can, you should be able to move your tokens around, or at least a little bit.
Alright, I have no clue where they're even coming in at.
Bottom right is where we decided,
Yep.
but I don't even see the tokens. I'm like reloading it to see if they pop up.
Let me make sure the area is properly revealed.
Ah!
Oh, I'm in the wrong corner. Oh wow, Talon. Maybe? Am I in...
I am gonna state this. My phone is acting up again. And
Yeah, mine's acting
I'm
up
trying...
too. Give me a second. I
That is
clicked
so
reveal and
zoomed
it
in
just
for
hit
me.
everything.
For me, I just see a corner.
Scuff.
I see a corner and another corner.
This is very broken.
Fine.
It's beefy and I'm running a few things at once, so.
It is not a true session for us if something doesn't go wrong. Let's face it.
Now,
There we go. Okay, cool. Now I see it.
Oh,
Talon,
now
I
I
was in
can
the
zoom
wrong
out.
corner. I was in the wrong place the entire time.
yeah, I do suggest, just to get the scope, zoom out all the way.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
This map is 50 by 50.
Oh, also Talon, I do
Oh.
not have
Giant.
control
Oh,
over my
I
token.
did not mean to touch that. Oh man. Jeez, I'm... Okay. Okay. Hold on.
I think we lost an ool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
But yeah, Talon, I have no control over my token.
Okay.
Okay. I'm... Where am I?
Just go ahead and drag your token off then. You
Okay,
should
do
be
you want me-
done here.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Do you have control over Rosabella's token?
Nope. If you drag it off, I'll drag it in.
Yeah.
It might be easier for you, Talon, if I just start.
Yeah,
reading
that's
the
fine.
tokens down.
I copy pasted from the other page. That's why I thought they should work. Echo, do you still have control over your token?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so are we supposed to be down in this entering area right
Yes.
here?
Yes.
Cool.
So you just opened the door. You can step into the hallway as it is. Yeah, with the light of your torch, because it is getting dark enough that you'll need it. There is clearly overgrown leaves and vines, weeds and tree roots are growing up and around the walls, leaking through them. Some of the stone walls seep liquids that are kind of unidentifiable.
Ugh. Alexandria is already regretting coming in here. The minute something seeps out of a wall and she just sees it, she's just regretting it.
Oh yeah, stuff seeping out of the walls everywhere.
Rosabella just sees Alexandria, like, physically cringe, and she just smiles and just, you'll have to get used to this eventually.
I will never need to get used to it. It's disgusting. Now, don't you have a job to do? Go on, go forward.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So Rosabella's going to continue um, to, I guess, move forward.
Yep.
But she's working cautiously because she doesn't want to, like,
Of course.
she's taking into account their surroundings,
Yep.
using the
is dark.
senses that she does have.
It is dark. You are in a corridor of dim light because of the torches. So you can see relatively well.
Hmm.
So how far? Okay, so that opens up.
So
I
you've
assume
got
we just
about
keep
30-foot vision because of the torches.
Okay, so I assume we just keep
Yep,
edging
just
down.
keep edging. I will let you know when to stop.
I like I like just watching the tokens just slowly.
Listen, it's accurate. We're all being incredibly cautious, and Alexandria is very much like holding her skirts up as she's walking. She has one hand trying to hold her skirts, even though they won't touch anything, just trying to keep them from touching the walls. And then
So
the other hand is on her dagger.
Yeah, and I don't have access to dynamic lighting, so I have to do this as you guys are moving.
Thank you, Talon. So, okay, so that's a left and a right that we could
Yep.
take, correct? So I think that Alexandria just like reaches out because it is low light and kind of like touches Rosabella on the back ever so slightly and just, what do you think? Left or right? Do you hear or smell anything?
Okay, can I do a notice, or would it be a notice check
Search
or
check.
a sense surroundings?
Search
like,
check would be doable.
Search. Okay.
Yep, Echo, you have no clue. You can barely see your paw in front of your face, even with the torch. Rosabella, you're a little bit better off, but the with the smell of the must and the mold, yeah, none of you are
I'll use one of my tokens. How do I? Yeah.
I'll
just
tag
take
one out
off
for
one
you.
of yeah.
Yeah.
I can't open hers anymore, Talon. I don't have the so.
Let me double check. Hey, you should have access to that. That's weird.
Yeah, it won't let me. But it'll let me open Echo's and mine.
That is so weird.
Yeah. So I don't know.
If I open it, what do I do?
You
Do I
just
press on one of the?
You just drag it out onto the map.
Yep. So all you gotta do is grab one of the cards, tap it, and well, I don't have access to Rosabella's either. What the heck?
Do we just want to keep a tally mentally for this session? Because we'll know she used one. I'm just gonna put used one. Rosabella used one in the chat.
Go ahead and do that. But I will see if I can.
I think they might be broken as well.
Yeah, I think we just had a freeze. I'm gonna refresh again.
Okay. I feel like this is an especially glitchy session for us.
Okay, now I have access to all of them. You should have access now.
Nope.
That is so weird.
Yeah, I marked
I
it down
can
so we
use
know she has
mine.
one now.
I can use mine.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. But yeah, so that was a 12 when she re-rolled.
Yeah. Yeah, with the 12, it's still below the DC. You're getting faint whiffs of smoke. You're getting a mixture of musty air, mold, slime.
There's too much.
There's just
around.
too much around here. There are footprints that go every direction. This place is well traveled. It actually makes this quite confusing.
Hmm.
So you don't know then?
I feel like better option. Are those stairs down, or is that stairs?
Yeah, those are stairs. They barely go a flight. It's the whole thing is ground level, but there are dips and stuff like that.
Right, is it a dip down or a dip up?
It's a dip down.
Okay.
Well, going deeper can't impact us badly at all, can it? I mean, none of us worse off than we are now.
Do you want to go there, or do you want to keep moving forward?
Well, I wish I could give you an exact answer to that, but I'm not quite sure how to get to the center, Rosabella, and that's exactly where I want to go. I just... Going down...
Are you on your mic?
Ah!
Screaming!
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. Come get your computer.
Just ship it out to her at this point.
This is the thing. I don't think it's even it's not my phone. I don't think this is my phone. I don't
think
know.
it's your headphones.
Yeah, I can hear her. I mean, she is quieter, but I can still hear her.
But like that's the thing. I can hear, but I can't like. Hold on. I'm
Okay, we're gonna do a test. What if I turn my gain down and go like this? Can you hear me better?
I can hear you perfectly fine right now.
Okay, but if
Should
I'm
I
talking
pause
like
the
this-
music to make it easier?
Yeah. So
Hold on.
here's
No,
the
I
thing.
am going to.
I've
I'm going
lowered-
to. Let me go to the music. I will go to the music and go ahead and turn that down for myself, and I'll just hear the music whenever we have the session out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, no, you don't have to do that. But I lowered my voice incredibly. Like, I'm down to here. If you can still hear me from here, this is lower than I talk. I turned my gain up. So if you can hear me perfectly fine now, you should be able to hear me better. Yeah, so if you can you hear me right now well enough? Yeah, I turned my gain up, so it will pick my voice up better.
Okay.
Right,
I am so sorry.
You're fine.
You're okay. I love you. I love you with my entire heart. I am gently cupping your cheeks. I'm giving you little cheek kisses. I love you so much. This is this is one of those situations, you know, like that sibling energy sometimes where I'm like, I'm going to kill you.
I have a
That's how I
question.
Yeah.
Is the music some kind of poppy thing?
Yeah, I went with I'm changing it, so.
I'm just asking because I turned it down and then it turned back up for me, and I was very confused.
Yeah, it's a mix. I got a playlist, so I can't always guarantee
It's
what
been
it's gonna
throwing
be.
me off a little bit.
But I guess here's the thing. Essentially, it's Alexandria who doesn't know. She just wants to get to the center. Her guess is, however, like, if they go down, maybe that will lead closer. Because maybe it'll lead back up. Well, if they go up, at least maybe, you know, it'll lead closer.
Well,
versus
it's
going the
down.
long way around. Okay.
But
Yeah.
Even if it's down, it's still going straight.
It goes down by like 6 feet. by the
yeah,
way.
not by much. Yeah, I understand that part. But I don't know. I have a feeling of just keep moving
Okay.
forward.
Here's the thing that I think we kind of forgot. You have boots. You can just climb on the wall.
You do indeed have boots of spider climbing.
Get that! But also, I'm taking into account too of the idea that there might be booby traps on the wall.
Are there still kitten calls on the wall?
There are, actually, everywhere. That is why tracking footprints here is not very conducive.
Useful. Yeah. So I guess if Rosabella wants to go forward, Alexandria will follow. Because Rosabella, I assume, is the one holding the torch.
I say, for right now, let's keep moving forward.
All right. I trust in your decision then.
That can either be a good thing or a bad thing.
We're about to find out.
Alright. As you move forward, once you get to about the corner, you will see a corpse.
Hmm.
Not a dog
Oh.
corpse. Give me 1 second as I pull up the image.
A cat corpse?
I was trying to find one on the thing in here, but they didn't have one, so I gotta grab one off of Google.
Oh no. Oh,
Corpse. Google.
I just want to say, Alexandria is staying so firmly behind Rosabella. She learned from last time with the lizard men. She learned. She's not
That
meant.
is huge.
It's a big
It is.
boy.
It's bigger than it's supposed to be. Give me a second.
Oh, it's a ant. You think?
Yes, indeed.
Weird bug creature.
It is an ant the size of a dog.
Oh.
Oh. No, 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 no.
Ugh. Okay. Here's the thing: is I don't
Listen,
think ants are
are
gross. But the fact
strong.
they are. Is it? So it's obviously dead, right? Like it's not going to start
It's a
moving.
corpse. It's a corpse.
So I think Alexandria would place like a very gentle hand on Rosabella's back and then kind of sidestep around her, move closer and crouch down. Can she dig through her little mind to see if she knows anything about like dog-sized ants?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a nature check. That is one of the options, correct?
I think no nature. Oh, not
Okay,
bad.
with an 11, yeah, that's not bad at all. So there are legends of
Mhm.
dog-sized ants. They are unusual, uncommon. They are theorized to live and work in alien underground labyrinths. No one has ever actually seen one.
Huh.
Or
Huh.
if they have, they haven't survived for very long. This
Yeah,
one
makes
has
sense.
clearly been here for a while.
Yeah. So I think Alexandria will pass that on. Her little ears turning back to like press against her head and her tail dipping a bit, and she just may have bitten off a bit more than we can chew. Already. If there are any more of these around. Rosabella, do you remember the stories from the books I would read? Do you remember the ones about the giant ants?
Yep.
Right. Well, we've just proven they exist.
Well,
Watch your tail as we head in.
was planning on it.
Yep. Alexandria, with your 11, knowledge of common ants, this one,
Mhm.
considering it has no eyes, it is more than
Mhm.
likely a drone.
Oh no. Yeah, she'll pass that on as well and just it is not their leader, it's not their queen. It's simply a worker. So I would hate
Oh,
to see how large their queen is.
well, there's one here.
So I think with that she's going to kind of very carefully step around the ant
Yep.
and then wait for Rosabella.
Rosabella's just gonna walk. She's just gonna walk. She's not gonna careful. She's just gonna walk around it. Like for her, it's just you fought. Like in her inner monologue, it's you faced worse than this, yeah. You faced worse than this. It's fine. This is fine. You've been
Yep.
on your own and faced worse than this. This is fine.
As you cross this corner, give me, this would actually be at disadvantage, a notice check from whoever wants to give me one. It's at
Might as well do
disadvantage
us
because
all.
of the darkness.
Oh. Okay, for Rosabella with disadvantage, that's a 3. For Alexandria with disadvantage, that's a 1, like a nat 1.
Oof.
Damn, that sucks too, because that original one was
Yep.
nice.
Echo, we need one more. It's going to be a 3 because that's the lowest. Unless you get lower, we need one more notice check for you.
Yeah.
Well, mates, we are
Yep.
screwed.
Yeah,
We're
you
fucked.
don't see it. So, as you are walking forward, you do not notice the tripwire as you trigger it.
Oh, fuck!
Oh.
So, yeah. I need. Actually, technically, there is no dex save.
Would it be... No, there is a dex save.
Oh, yes, there is. Yeah, I will need a dex save from everybody.
I'm scared to see what I just rolled, Talon. Oh, it's not bad. Okay. 2 16s for the
Okay.
girls.
Yep. Echo,
That's,
dexterity save.
where's that?
It's in the bubbles where it says saving throw. So right under
So I had a
proficiency
feeling-
bonus, there's the two the bubbles under that says saving throw.
If the girls succeed, I just like to imagine it's 100% because Rosabella just fucking grabbed Alexandria.
Yeah.
No, I
That
like
card-
to. No, what
that
I
card
would like to
training kicked
imagine
in.
it. What I'd like to imagine is that since they didn't
can't
see,
find that.
since the rolls were so low for the tripwire,
Mhm.
they just fall and miss it. Whatever it is, they just fall and miss whatever it is.
Okay, go
I
up to
can't
the top of
find-
your sheet. Go up to the very top of your sheet, right?
Yeah.
Where
Hear me out.
okay.
The reason Alexandria would also fall is she just grabs onto Rosabella. She has a hold of Rosabella's shirt right now so she doesn't get, like, separated.
Yeah. Do you see the words saving throws?
They just let out a
Um,
yeah.
Then click the button next to the one that says dexterity.
I can't see that.
Here, do you want me to roll it for you, kiddo?
How do you not see it?
I think my sheet's messed up.
Refresh
Yeah.
then and pull it back on out.
Do you want me to go ahead and roll for him, Talon?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that, and we'll. Oof.
Oh.
There you go.
Alexandria's with an
Refresh,
18.
roll 20, and then open your sheet back up again.
So
Do you
16,
have it
18.
on dark mode? That might be why you can't read it.
It should be on light.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's at the very top. It's in a little box. Fudgy, stop sitting on my mouse. It's
But
not
he
that
likes
kind
to
of
sit
mouse.
there.
She does. Yeah, it's at the very
Right.
top under proficiency bonus. It's in a box that says saving throws.
I see. Oh, dexterity.
Mhm.
And then the little D20 on the left-hand side of that.
Yeah.
There you go. Which, yeah. We already rolled for you, but now you know where it's at. Okay?
Mhm.
So, which Echo is the only one that did not pass.
Oh.
Yeah. You can throw a card to, basically, start it again, to be able to re-roll again if you want.
This might be a good time to throw a card, kiddo.
Yep.
Yeah. I got a queen.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Just set it off. Oh, no. Not steal a card. Throw a card. Take one of your cards and put it on the thing, and I will delete it, and then it'll give you a re-roll.
Okay.
Do that with another one, because that one didn't need to... Yeah, you should be down to one card. There you go. Alright, so roll it again. Roll your dex save again.
Yeah.
Do not deny me stealing the card.
Oh.
Wait, was that me?
Yeah. I was trying to
Oh.
fix the tally.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay. How do I?
It-
Okay,
it's-
sorry.
It's fine, I'll steal a different one then.
There you go.
Oh.
Thank you.
Sorry, it popped up on my screen and I had no clue what happened. I
Yep,
didn't know
you're
if
good.
that was like
You're good.
okay. Okay, I am so sorry.
Hey, it's fine. Yeah, with the nat 1, that's even worse. So, Alexandria and Rosabella, you do indeed trip over the tripwire, as it does not pull when you hit it. You trip and basically faceplant and slide down the stairs, as Echo, who is watching you two slide down the stairs, steps forward, stepping on the tripwire instead of catching his ankles on it, and is unfortunately immediately caught in the chest by a big rock swinging from a vine.
Ooh.
How's Echo look after that?
We'll see after the damage roll. Echo, you are taking 7 points of stamina damage.
Ooh.
That is your health, by the way. What is your maximum health? Your maximum stamina?
Hold on. Stupid control scrolling.
It's at
Yeah.
his is 12.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that hurt, Echo. A lot. You just got hit in
I
the
think-
chest with a 20-pound rock.
I think some of my things aren't updated yet, so I think this might be incorrect.
Yeah, it might be. Did you roll for your new health for level 2?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, did any of us do that?
We did. You and I did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What would be the...
I think it's a D6. Let me double check.
Yeah, it doesn't say for his, sadly. I know for ours it has like the 2d10 or the 2d8.
So, would I add to my original health?
Yes. Yeah, it's a D6 per level plus your constitution, which you don't have any, so
Yeah, so that'll take it up to 13 from 12 to 13.
yeah. I don't allow one rolls on your health, so he will take the average, which is 3. So
Okay.
it'll go up to 15, but you're still losing 7.
So then it'll take him from 5 to 7 HP currently.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof.
Oh,
Still.
I did that in the wrong box. Yeah.
Oh, if it helps, I've been updating it, Talon.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I have all 3 of our sheets open.
Yep, good. Alright, so, yeah, you took a bit of damage there. That hurt.
Yeah, so I think we look up from where we are, covered in gross, like, whatever was on the floor, and just see Echo get smacked. And I think Alexandria just calls out and just, remember, you have the healing potion.
Yep, you can drink a red bone.
Yeah.
You are out of combat, so it will completely refill your stamina.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
are you gonna drink that one,
Owie.
kiddo?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
so-
I'll fill it back up for
yeah,
you.
you drink your potion. It tastes like peanut butter.
Ooh,
It tastes like peanut butter.
Oh,
nice.
peanut butter milkshakes, baby.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really good right now.
You and I have the same brain for that.
No, that's what I want. Dang it.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get milkshakes later. And I think she just. Are you all right? By the way, that does look like it hurt quite a bit.
Okay, can I do a another check?
You're actually going to have to do 2 checks for me. One is the check you were wanting to do, and you're going to have to do a balance check since you were holding the torch.
Okay, so there's that, and then balance, which you have proficiency in.
Yep. Okay, you hold on to the torch, and 7. It's getting darker. You're actually under tree canopy here, and the sun has dropped below the horizon, so it is
Okay.
full night now.
Yeah.
Does
So
anybody else want to do a notice check? That way.
yeah, Alexandria will, as she pulls herself up, very pointedly knocking everything off of her to the best of her ability.
Get it!
Yee.
Oh, 16.
Echo is a little bit distracted by the pain. You are healing, but it's yeah.
I would assume that,
Alexandria.
like, even with a healing potion, it would still hurt. Because
Oh, yeah,
in that
it still
aspect,
hurts
it's your
until
body.
it off.
It
Yeah.
still hurts
It's your
until it
body.
fully knits.
Yeah.
What does a 16 get me, Talon, with disadvantage?
So with the 16, there is a large chunk of cobblestone missing from the floor that has what looks to be a raised pile of dirt with a hole in the center of it in front of you.
So I think Alexandria holds up a hand, gives a pointed shake, and just don't move. And as she's going to take a slow step forward towards it to get a closer look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like a trap itself? Does it look like something's supposed to be done with it?
So,
Well, see, my first thought isn't towards that. My first thought is going back to the ant.
yep,
Oh
it
no!
is an ant barrow.
So I think she realizes that, and you just see her go so straight, take a very slow step back, and another step back until she is behind Rosabella, and she just, do you remember the ant we saw not long ago?
I'm starting to think we went down the wrong path.
I'm starting to think we went down the wrong path and that we should have waited until day. We have two options here. We could try to go around it and hope that we don't run into any more later on. Or we go the other way.
So, as you're talking, you hear small pebbles falling from the wall of the maze around you, and you look up, and Smugly is standing on top of the wall, crouched at the very edge, barely holding on by a couple claws. It's like, yeah, I mean, it is kind of a good idea to wait until daytime. The ants don't really come out then. And without another word, he just jumps across the wall and starts. Essentially, I hate to say it this way because this is the only way to explain it. He Naruto runs across the top of the wall.
It just leaves us.
Pretty much.
So I think you just, Alexander, she knows not to yell because the ants will hear it. I think you just hear the most smugly. We will talk about this later. As he's just Naruto running into the distance.
Yep.
Rosabella just kind of turns to Alexandria and just, I think for now we should head back.
I think so as well. We'll wait until the sun rises again. Well, trap itself was enough to teach me that we might need a little more vision than we have currently.
Agreed.
Yeah, you make your way back. The trap is tripped, so it's not going to trip again. It's not the kind that resets itself.
Thank God.
It is also a very ancient trap. From what you can see in the firelight, it is a 20-pound rock held up by a vine.
Oh, Lord
Oh,
have
God.
mercy.
Home Alone energy.
Yeah.
So, do we want to go all the way?
Yeah, you make it back, and as you make it back to the entrance corridor, the mayor is sitting there with a campfire and several pieces of food set out and cooking, and he has cleared out. 1 second. a small side area that he has cleaned up and removed the cobwebs and set down 2 beds.
Did he know already we were coming back is the real question.
Pretty much. He has a very smug smile on his face.
Well,
Like, I told you.
It
I
takes
figured out
everything in Alexandria to not make a comment because she does need to be polite as a noble.
I figured out his name. Is
Rosabella just
Cass.
looks at him and just.
Oh, what is it, kiddo?
His name is Cass.
Cass, thank you.
Why did I think it was a G? Thank you, kiddo.
Yeah.
But Alexandria will just kind of walk forward, give like another little brush of her clothing, and then settle across from the fire.
It is nice and warm. And, yeah, the meat he is cooking has the same smell that Rosabella smelled earlier. It is a mixture of mouse and lizard meat. And he is making kebabs.
You know what? Food's food.
We pan over to Rosabella like with 2 handfuls of kebabs.
They are properly seasoned, and they actually taste really good. They've been
Food's
shredded.
food.
Yeah, they have been shredded and removed properly, and they are delicious.
Ah, wonderful.
Hell yeah. And I think Alexandria just.
Sorry, I drink this way.
I will admit that I did not believe you when you mentioned how many traps there would be. Did you know about the ants?
No, but it's not uncommon for them to come up in ruins like this. Nobody comes out here very often.
Alexandria just silently thinking back to how many footsteps are everywhere in this ruin.
Yeah, he kind of sees you. You're like eyeballing the tops of the ruins. He's like, ah, yes, the little ones play on the tops. They do not play in the bottom.
How did they manage to stay up there? I mean, wouldn't they
Without
fall?
another word, he jumps straight up and lands on top of a wall.
I'm
God.
assuming the claws.
He just lands up there and he's like, eh?
She'll give him a polite clap.
Rosabella just looks at that, and then she's gonna use her boots and climb on top.
Okay. So, Rosabella, as you get to the top of the wall, there are lights in the center. Not firelight, but actual, like, I guess the best way would be to say it's a kind of a bioluminescent chemical light offset by the campfire in the center. It is bright enough that you can see it in this darkness. It does not reveal the entire area, however, but
Would we be able,
you
in
can see
theory...
that from the top of the wall.
Oh god. Ugh.
I will pull everybody over to the focus.
Oh no, I made a glitch out, Talon.
Oh no.
He's
Refresh.
glitching out, Talon.
Refresh.
Ah! Ah! Okay. When you pulled us, I think is what it did. It's just my whole screen was constantly moving. It was like, no.
It does that sometimes.
So I think Alexander would call up and just, do you see anything? Rosabella?
There's. Okay, so is this on the screen what Rosabella can see?
Yeah. That is the center of the maze.
That's the center?
That's the center.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little lost here.
Yeah.
So you can
I
see
guess this
lights.
is exactly how Rosabella is feeling, because she's just kind of confused.
Yeah, you can see lights coming. There's a campfire light, as well as a kind of greenish yellowish illumination coming from the center of of the maze. So it is revealed because you are high enough to see over top of it, and you are looking down on the glow. So you can see down into the center of the maze. Somewhat. You don't really see any people or anything because the walls are obstructing, but you can see the raised platform in the center.
Okay, Rosabelle is gonna relay that.
All right, and I think Alexandria just. I. Do you think we could travel along the walls?
It's possible. I would still wait until the morning where you can actually have the light. Tripping and
Sorry,
falling is not good.
Rosabelle's just gonna. Do you think you could travel along the walls?
Well, yes, I see fine. Dark no hurt me.
No, 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 not you. I know you can. She looks at Alexandria.
So you see Alexandria straighten her posture for a moment, and she just. Are you doubting me? Just because some of us are not as agile does not mean that we can't do it.
It was just a basic question.
So I think Alexandria, for just a second, kind of doesn't think about the fact that they are in proper company. She will push herself up, dust herself off, take a step back, and then run forward and try to climb the wall.
Okay, give me. Oh, God. Man.
It would
Technically,
either be like
yeah, it would be, you know what? Give me a strength check. Just pure strength.
okay. Hear me out, Talon. What about dexterity?
Uh, so the rules for jumping are strength based, unfortunately.
I have to argue it. Look at
Good
my.
luck.
Wouldn't it
Oh,
be
that actually worked out way better with my -1 strength than I imagined.
What's that, kiddo?
wouldn't it be a traverse?
Traverse would make it once she's on the top to stay
Yeah.
up. But
That's a-
she is actually trying to jump up the wall.
Yeah, that's a 14.
Yep. You actually make it. So, God, for how tall is your character again?
Give me a second. I actually have that written down, Talon.
My throat keeps doing weird noises.
Me scrolling up through all my notes on my character. Somebody insert some cool background noises here. Somebody hum.
I mean, we actually have ambient music going on.
I know, but I need more talent.
I like how Rosabella is just standing. So I'm imagining, is she like straight up on the ceiling?
You are standing
410.
on top of the wall. 410?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you have a -1 to strength.
Yep. So, like, what I like to imagine is she, like, takes a step back, runs with all the speed she has in her little legs, takes a jump, and then scampers the rest of the way.
Yeah.
It's like her clawing.
Yeah, basically, you get your bottom feet do land about where the top of your head would reach, which gives you about 3.5 feet more to come up on the wall. So there's a little bit of pulling and scampering, and there is definitely the sound of fabric tearing just a bit.
No!
Alright.
So I think she gets to the top and she looks, where did it tear?
There is, it's not the dress itself, it's more like the outer layer of the dress now has a nice little jagged rip down it.
Her ears fall! And she looks towards Rosabella and she just, you owe me a new dress.
I don't owe you anything. You're the one who made the decision to actually come up here.
You're the one that insinuated that I could not.
I never insinuated anything. I was just asking you a question.
Rosabella.
Rosabella just smiles. This is what adventuring's about. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get tears.
So,
But it'll be...
And some of us have to make sure that we look presentable at all times.
what was his name again, kiddo?
Cass.
Cass kind of clears his throat, reaches into his backpack, and you hear a few words in cat and was princesses, but and he holds out. The best way to say it is it looks like a ninja's outfit. It is about the perfect size for Alexandria, though.
Alexandria's between a rock and a hard place. You can't refuse gifts from a foreign dignitary, but she does not want that.
It's not a gift. It's actually a change of clothes for the princess. But he's like, you just tore your dress. You can wear this for now.
So she'll just take it. Can you like see her fur under it, or is it just like the outer layer is a little like?
Yeah, no, it's just the outer layer. Like, so when you have the over layer that's part of the bodice, that's what ripped. The bodice is still intact. The actual blouse part, which is the actual part of the dress, is still there. What I guess the vest part of the blouse bodice is what ripped.
She is so heartbroken.
It can be mended quite easily or replaced. It's just the outer layer.
Yeah. So she just slowly takes it and just gives like the most polite little nod and just thank you. What is the likelihood that any of your servants know how to sew?
He looks around and kind of with a frown on his face, like, what did she say? We are trained in dealing with royalty, ma'am, and while our master is well-meaning, she actually kind of smacks his hand and says something in cat, takes the ninja outfit back,
Mm-hmm.
and pulls out a kimono and says, "You might be more pleased with this."
Right, thank you. Already, Alexandria's still just like, she'll take it. It's a better option than the fucking ninja outfit.
Hey, kimonos are gorgeous.
They
Oh
are
yeah.
gorgeous. And I think she just gives a polite little, it's incredibly well made. You must have some talented tailors among your rank.
Oh, we do, indeed. So it is made of silk.
Oh, fancy. Um, when she gets a chance, she will probably change, but she might also just keep her ruined dress on because they're going to be going further in. But, um, I
So
will.
it is a traditional silk yukata kimono
Oh,
with
hell
Oh,
yeah.
depictions of susuke or cherry blossoms, and uh, unfortunately, because they are cats, it does have little pictures of mice on it.
Oh no!
okay, that's still really cute though.
It is, but as dogs.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she'll give like a polite little nod and then just look downwards towards the ground that she's way too far off of. And
Yep.
then oh, that's so pretty. She's gonna look so fucking cute in that.
Yeah, it's adorable. But yeah, this also gives you an idea of how big the sister is.
Yeah. She's like Alexandria sized.
Yep.
Um so I think Alexandria, after a moment, just kind of politely folds it and holds it like to her chest, and she just. So, if you tend to traverse along the top of these, and she'll kind of like motion towards the walls in case he didn't understand exactly what she's saying. And she just. Have you ever made the trip yourself?
Oh, yes. He's 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 actually counting on his fingers, and I was 15 years ago.
Oh my. So it's been quite some time then.
Oh yes.
What did you encounter when you came through?
Oh, let's see. Um, there's not much really. It's just a playground for children. Not really many monsters come out. Every now and again there are a few ants, but you can't really get rid of them. They picnic killers.
Picnic killers? Are we speaking about the same ants?
Oh, yes, yes.
The and she'll motion towards herself. The ones larger than I am.
He looks at Alexandria and looks at himself, all 6'3" of him, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So seeing that look, she'll motion towards Rosabella and just larger than she is.
Oh, there are a few that big.
And they're common for cats to see.
Oh no, no. We talk about the little ones.
Right.
I haven't seen the big ones. Oh, ever?
Right. She is like already making notes that like that she needs to like mention to Kosha maybe that they have giant fucking ants. And like maybe be aware that if those were ever utilized, it would be really bad for dogs.
Yeah. I also remember technically this is only about 1.5 miles into the forest that separates Dogland from Catland.
Oh god, so they're definitely somewhere in Dogland. They just don't ever get seen.
Yup, because they are typically underground.
Ugh.
I hate
Hate
everything about that.
I hate it too.
After a
Oh.
while, while laughing, he will set down a ladder for Alexandria to climb down and take food, get rest, drink well, and girls here, and he sets up a little patch over for the boys, and boys here. The servants will sleep in the carriage, and good night, good rest. He gives a thumbs up as he starts busying himself.
Okay. So I think she looks towards the ladder. Is Rosabella still in the wall with her?
Yeah.
Or is she down?
I mean, she can walk down now.
How tall is the wall in comparison to Rosabella?
So the wall is just comes up to about Rosabella's eye height, and certain spots. It's the full unbroken pieces of the wall are about 8 foot tall. The parts that actually dip down and have chunks missing are about 6 foot, 6'1". Some are as low as about 5'4".
So it would be very stupid of Alexandria to jump from this wall, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that is why he set a ladder for you.
I was going to have her make a point and jump off of this wall, but she's smarter than that. So I think she will just quietly climb down the ladder. Give herself another dust off and then just, Rosabella,
Yes.
did you ever pick up how to sew?
She just smiles. I did.
If I could change, do you think you
Hime-sama.
can repair this?
I can.
It would be quite appreciated. I appreciate your willingness to fix it.
One of the attendants that has not spoken to you yet, seeing you fussing with the dress and talking to Rosabella, Hime-sama, and she hands out a small little box. It is a sewing kit.
Rosabella smiles and nods her head. Thank you.
Yes, the cats speak Japanese.
I'm adding a sewing kit to
Rosabella!
Rosabella's inventory.
Rosabella doesn't know how to. Well, I don't know. Can I actually do a check for that?
Yeah.
Cool.
What would that check be?
check be?
So it would be intelligence based. It would be no region or
no culture.
Yeah, no culture.
Okay, because that's the one that's on here. I don't think there's a no Oh no, there isn't a no region. There's no
there's
culture.
not a no. There's no religion. That was the one I was looking at, but that's the wrong one. It would be no culture.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay. Rosabella, when she says Hime-sama, there's a click.
Oh.
You have been trained in cat language.
Oh my gosh! This is amazing! Oh my gosh!
It's like
she'll be able to understand them.
you have been able to understand them the whole time. but didn't know. Like, you were not paying attention.
She
You
was
have been
no, but
laser
she was
focused.
she was just hearing them talk, and she understood.
Yep.
She just never thought anything of it because she didn't know that they didn't know.
Yeah, it's like you can. Yeah, but so basically, the attendant basically just said, "Here, princess, you can have this."
Okay, here's the real question: was Princess Mena like a title or an insult?
No,
Oh no,
I
it's a
think
title.
that
Cool,
She
cool.
was being reverential.
because they're looking at you as
You're a princess. You're royalty.
you're a princess.
Cool, cool.
You
So,
have two attendants with you. They think you're a princess. They have the entire time.
oh my god. So that's why they called out like the head to talk to her.
Yeah.
Because she has an entire force. And they think Echo and Echo and Rosabella are attendants.
Yeah.
She has been faking it till she makes it.
Yep.
Dear God.
Unintentionally, completely faking it. They think you are higher royalty than you are.
Do they think that she's a pug? Do they know how the dog thing works?
No, they know. That's the thing. They know how the dog thing works. They just don't know who the current head of the country is right now. It could absolutely be a palm for all they know.
Oh my god. I love that for her. So not knowing what was said, I think Alexandria just gives like that polite little smile of hers and bows her head just a bit, and then just Rosabella.
Rosabella just turns to Alexandria, and then I wouldn't know how to say this in Japanese.
You
But
can just say it in English.
I'm just gonna say it in English, and we're going to just assume that nobody else will know. She will hold her hand and take a hold of the kit and just thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Waiting for her to step away.
Although what I'm waiting for is for
oh no,
everybody else.
Alexandria will wait until the cat steps away.
Yep, she will bow and back up.
Yeah, the second the cat steps fully away, Alexandria's hand just shoots out. She grabs Rosabella's sleeve and just, how long have you spoken, cat?
Spoke what?
Rosabella, do not play this game with me. How long have you spoken, cat? Where did you learn it?
You learn a lot of things.
We're not playing this game right now, Rosabella.
Okay, I'm going to have to... Give me 1 second.
I'm scared.
I'm not sure if this will go through for you, Rosabella.
Is it okay? Where is it at?
Hey, it's in the chat box. I'm sending you a whisper.
To know what the whisper says.
Wait.
It's a bit of a long one. I haven't sent it yet.
Okay, is it? Where is it gonna be at? Like on here? On roll
Where
20?
the rolls come, yeah. On roll 20.
Okay, and it would just show for me, right?
Yes, it'll just show for you.
Okay. We're gonna pause for a minute. While we're on this little pause, I need y'all to know that I've been drinking. Like, I have this water bottle that's like 40 ounces, and Lord have mercy, I didn't realize how much water I normally drink until I got this thing and filled it up like 5 times.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, hell
last
yeah, babe.
night.
Hell yeah.
We love hydration.
We do love
Hydration.
Hydro homies.
Please, somebody put Hydra homies with no quote in the quotes channel, please. Like, no explanation.
I got you.
Thank you.
There you go.
That's by Talon, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Do you see the whisper, love? Because I'm terrified.
Hold on, I'm reading. Give me a second, because the little names are in the way for a
Yeah,
second.
sorry, I was rushing it a little bit, so it might be a little squished, especially on mobile. You are free to reveal as you wish, but this is what you heard the other session before I knew that Rosabella could speak cat.
Oh my god. I like to imagine while she's like fading back, like Alexandria still has like a hand on her sleeve.
Yep. But it kind of goes back that Rosabella knew the entire time what was going on without actually knowing what was going on.
Oh my god.
Ella really was not paying attention at all, was she?
No.
Either that or she thought that Alexandria also knew. She thought they all knew. She thought they were speaking dog. So she
Well,
just didn't feel the
okay.
need to point out the obvious.
For her, I feel like, okay, now in this aspect of knowledge, um, wow, this will come in handy. This will come in this will be really handy for the future. um, thank God for good rolls.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Okay, so okay, I'll just reveal it. It doesn't
Yeah, that's
like.
fine.
Okay, so should I just can I just read the whole thing of how
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
said, or
absolutely.
okay? So what it says is that during the conference with the mayor, he is that imposed
Espoused.
is espoused on his strength and bravery in protecting your princess, which is Alexandria, and his admiration of her strength, awesome, and has revealed thinking no one understood that they wish the marriage with the princess goes through or else she gets a job in Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Oh fuck.
because it cut it off, but it goes on to say that the princess is, while not hostile in any way, kind of an embarrassment because of how much she adores dog culture.
Oh.
She has been banned from royal meetings because, and this would be said during the meeting, she will typically show up to actual royal meetings wearing dog ear headbands quite often.
Oh my god.
I love her. We haven't even met her and I love her.
Oh, she's gonna throw a fit when she sees all three of them too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be in heaven.
God. Um but Alexandria, I think, as she's holding onto Rosabella's sleeve and like pushing her, I think for just a second, she gets like a flashback to that dream and releases her grip on Rosabella's sleeve with a slight cringe, and then just, I'm not going to force you to tell me, but Rosabella, do you understand the implications of you knowing the language? While it is incredibly useful, if any other dogs were to find out, it could look bad on you, to say the least. There's a high chance you could easily be painted as a threat or a traitor without intention.
Hmm.
Is it something you learned during your training, or is it something that you picked up on your own, or is it. Did you know it already?
I did not automatically. No.
You're not going to tell me, are you?
Oh, if you would give me a second.
You're kind of.
Rosabella just kind of um, brushes. Did you let her go, or
He let her go and
is
cringed when
she?
she thought about the slave color thing.
Okay. She just
Yeah.
kind of dusts herself off and sits down on their little makeshift beds and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of hesitates for a moment, and then pats the spot next to her.
So I think Alexandria takes a second, and then she'll step closer and kind of very gently settle down herself down beside Rosabella, and like crisscross applesauce it.
Listen, okay, outside of game, this is gonna be some fun. Going through I'm coming out with this spur of the moment, but
Yeah, that's fine.
also this will be great.
This
This
will
will
be
be
great. Lay it
great
on me. Lay it on
sauce.
me. Commit
I
to the bit.
like the guy with who sprinkles on the seasoning, like the little the one thing.
Salt
That's
Bay.
what I'm doing right now
Salt
to
Bae.
lure.
Salt
Oh
Okay.
hell
Bay.
yeah! Go go go! Commit to the bit.
Okay. Okay. Give me a second. Rosabella just looks at Alexandria for a couple seconds before she turns her head back and just kind of stares at the ceiling. While I was training,
Mm-hmm.
I there's a lot of things that happened. It at first was what you know about regular training, learning how to defend myself, defend you, defend whoever I am charged of, which again, it's you. But there was a time I was alone. And that you have to learn to survive.
Right. But that does not explain how you picked up Cat during a time that you were alone.
You meet a couple people.
You
I
met
had
Cat.
no clue where I was, no
Right.
clue where I had been placed, no clue of my surroundings, and had to find my way back. I guess at the time I didn't think about it. But oh Jesus Christ, this is difficult. I'm having a hard time right now. Um, I can think more on it later. You meet some people while you're out and about, all by your lonesome, and you learn a thing or two from them. You don't judge when you're all by yourself because you never know what may or may not happen. I need you to understand.
I don't think I can. I'm not going to pretend to understand a thing that you tell me, Rosabella. This is not the place to discuss it, and I know it. But do you remember when you first came to the house?
It's hard to forget.
And I think Alexandria looks down towards her hands, and she just. I can't change the experiences you had because of it.
Rosabella stiffens.
I don't know the full extent of it. I only know the hints that I've been given by Kane that there are certain things not right in the family. And I think she's lowered her voice at this point. She's trying very carefully to not let anyone outside of their pairing hear him. And I don't think you'll ever tell me the full story, will you?
Rosabella remains silent.
And I think Alexandria nods her head a bit and looks back towards her hands. And I think mostly, almost thoughtlessly, she begins to take the small gold bits of armor off of her shoulders, followed by the pin of House Pomeranian, which she holds in her hand and turns it, just thoughtlessly toying with it. And I can't force you to tell me, Rosabella, and I cannot force you to trust me. But I have a feeling that you did not come to the family willingly. And I cannot prove that. I have no way to prove it. But I'm sorry. And I think an almost fond smile plays at her lips for a moment as she looks back towards the past, and she just... Do you know how I saw you that day? Give me 1 second.
Okay, so we're taking a pause for a second.
Yeah. I think she got
Jesus
caught.
Christ! I need you to know that I'm still very new at this, and that's a struggle.
Oh, yeah, no,
Listen,
I
I
know.
believe in you.
Yeah, it's understandable. You're doing good.
You're doing great.
I was trying so hard, but I have an idea in my head. It's just I don't know how to place that. So I'm
No,
gonna have to work on that.
you commit to the bit. You commit to the bit.
Yep. So,
Oh, but
rule number
man,
one. Rule number one when throwing out backstory: let the mouth run and just let the story flow.
Exactly. But zoning back in, she just... do you know how I saw you back then? I thought you were the most interesting creature I'd ever seen in my life. I thought you were strong. I thought you were brave. And I'll be honest, Rosabella, those thoughts have never gone away. As much as I find you incredibly frustrating and annoying, and as much as I some days would love to throttle you, I'm happy to still have you by my side.
Rosabella at this point is already like her arm, like where she had tense at the start of the conversation. Her shoulders have lowered, and a light smile appears, and she kind of turns to Alexandria. You saw me as interesting.
Of course. Rosabella, you've always been massive. Do you understand that? I thought you were
And you've
intriguing.
always been so small.
At that, her little ears go back, and she just... You know I've never been fond of people mentioning my height.
Rosabella just kind of chuckles a little bit. You know, to be fair, I found you interesting as well.
You did.
While you see your height as that disadvantage, and while you don't like talking about it, when I call you small in this aspect, doesn't mean I don't mean it to be an insult. Because while your height may not be like mine, you have a huge heart. And you're very headstrong, which can be a good thing, but can sometimes lead you into bad places.
But you know
But
who's always there to get me out of the bad places?
oh, I know it's me.
Exactly. But go on, keep complimenting me.
Well, now that you said that, I don't want to get your ego too high.
So she'll definitely like reach over and lightly smack Rosabella on the arm. And just... You could do to stroke my ego with how much you try to crush it every day.
And you don't think you do to me?
I don't try to, but There are certain things, Rosabella, that I have learned to do, and certain things I have learned to uphold, and part of that is the image of the Pomeranian family. If I were overly nice even to you, if I were the type to roll over and show my stomach and never so much as bark out a complaint, do you think that would look good on the family?
Rosabella instantly at the title of the family, bringing up the family, already closes off a little bit.
Mhm.
She had opened a little more during their conversation, had felt lightheartedly, but after the mention of upholding the family name and everything, her body goes back to straight, and she just stands up. Well, you go on. You become head of the house. You do your damnedest. You you keep upholding what you think is the right thing to do here.
Rosabella,
No, I'm done with this conversation. And unless you order me to sit down and listen to it, I'm going to step outside for a minute.
so I think at that, Alexandria sighs and just, Rosabella, I'm not going to order you to stay. But I wish she would talk to me and know that, as hard as it is at times for me to express it, I do care about you.
Mm.
If you would just tell me what you're thinking.
I can't.
And why can't you?
That's already letting you know too much information on this whole. You're not ready. You are not ready to hear anything. You're not.
And are you saying that because of my actions, or are you saying that because of some belief you hold of me, Rosabella? Because
Rosabella
if
opens her mouth, but closes it. Opens it again. Closes it. And just turns and leaves.
Mhm. So, as Rosabella leaves the room and closes the door behind her, Alexandria, you still have the house seal in your hands, the pen that represents your tie to nobility. It is pinned side facing you, cradled in your hands, and it's odd. This weighted piece of metal and plastic has always been a part of your life, but you've never really looked at it closely. And as you sit there thinking over the conversation in the few seconds from Rosabella's storming out, you notice that there is a small light on the back of the pin.
So I think with that, Alexandria allows her gaze to be drawn to it and moves her paw pad to kind of brush over the light.
A small panel about the size of a coin on the back of the pin slides open, and there is about the size of a piece of kibble is a small, intricate device with runes written around it.
So is anyone else in the room with her at this point?
It's just you.
So I think she kind of tips the piece out into her hand, if she's able to remove it,
Mm-hmm.
and turns it over between her paws, like her paw pads. Is she able to make out any like the meanings of the runes?
Oh, absolutely. It is the runes for transmission and listen.
Would she be able to tell if this in and of itself would be like a listening device or anything? If like somebody is listening to her?
You could infer that.
Got me up, y'all.
Oh fuck!
I'm over here
Oh.
punching the air.
I'm punching the air too, babe. It's great. So is there anything else marking exactly who might be listening through this, or is there any way she would be able to hear them or whatever was recording her? Like any way to access that through the device?
You would need to talk to someone that knows more about the arcane.
Oh fuck.
You know how to read the runes barely, because this is part of your noble training, but you don't have the power of the arcane.
So I think would she be able to infer that Echo might be able to pick anything out of it?
Probably.
So I think carefully she places it back into her pin, and for the first time ever, she does not put her pin back on. Instead, she takes a second, sits the pin down on the bed, changes out of her ripped clothing, which is a little more difficult putting on a yukata by herself because she has no experience on how to do that. And then I think she pads out of the room and heads over to the boys' side of the camp.
Mm-hmm. Echo, what are you doing currently?
I don't know.
You can be drawing maps, you can be studying your spell book, sitting by the fire and talking with the people there.
Yeah, I guess just studying the spellbook.
Okay. So you're reading on your spell book, studying up on the spells you know, and playing with your masterwork focus.
Yeah.
So is he in his own room at this point?
No.
Or would he be...
Only the girls had the room.
Okay.
The boys are just out under the stars by the campfire.
Yeah. so are they like outside of the rooms where Rosabella just stormed off to?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like to imagine Rosabella just sees like a hint of Alexandria and maybe for a second thinks she's going her way, and then Alexandria just continues into the boys' side of the camp.
Oh, Rosabella probably wouldn't see her at all because Rosabella just kept going. Like she's not too far. She's not too far, but she wanted to be alone, so she's not anywhere near where they are. It's just kind of off.
Yeah, you're
so
literally
you're
a few steps from the woods, so you could have come out of the maze and just gone into the woods behind a tree somewhere.
Okay, she's not gonna go like super far into the woods. She's just gonna give it just right there.
Yeah. You can
she
still
went
see
to the woods, it wasn't a good thing.
You can still see the ruins from where you're at.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Is Alexandria able to pick Echo out among all the cats?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He
So
would
she
be
just
in his own little world, probably back to the fire for optimal light, reading his book.
Right. So I think that she approaches and then crouches down beside Echo and kind of reaches out with a paw to lightly tap his shoulder. And then just, Echo, can I steal you for a moment?
Sure.
So I think with that, she reaches over, kind of grabs his wrist, attempts to pull him to his feet, and drag him off with her to the room.
Yeah, he is quite taller than you as well.
They make a sight, and Alexandria knows this might lead to gossip, but like she's gotta get this answered.
Yeah.
And this cannot be done in front of the cats.
So yeah, Echo, you follow her into the room, and you can, as the door closes, it's a more maintained door, probably used as a rainy day camp a lot. It is still a fairly crumbling door, so there is like gaps in the top and the bottom.
Would Alexandria, if there are gaps in the top and the bottom?
Oh, they're not. It's like
not...
an inch gap, like where the jam
cool.
doesn't line up perfectly.
Cool. So I think with that, she just remember to keep your voice low, and if you mention anything that I'm about to show you to anyone, there will be consequences, and I will leave it at that. And with that, she produces the pin again.
Hey,
Mhm.
I will be right back. You guys can continue. It'll be real fast, but I'll
Yep.
be right back. Okay.
Okay. Yep. And then just gently runs her paw pad over top the pin, opening the like crevice again, dumps the rune piece out into her paw, and then holds it out to Echo and just, I need you to look at this.
Right. Yep. Echo, you immediately spot the runes. Ooh.
Oh.
Go ahead and spin your card and go ahead and try again.
Oh, it's so much
Okay.
better.
Yes. Okay, so this is indeed a listening device. It is one way, but with the proper spell or with the proper knowledge and tools, you can probably figure out who it is that is listening in. Um, with a smell magic spell, you could also figure out how powerful the spell is, things like that. But considering that this is a piece of Alexandria's personal belongings, it's more than likely inferred that someone she knows is the one that did it.
So I'm assuming that gets passed along to Alexandria. And she just, do you have the spell currently to figure out exactly who is listening?
Mm, you don't have it currently, but you can learn it.
So with that, I think Alexandria looks back down towards the piece in her paw. I think she breathes in once, and then exhales slowly. And then just, thank you, Echo. If you could work on learning it, I will find a way to store it where it cannot access what I am saying. Now, here's the real question, Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Could she do a history check or anything, like anyone she remembers ever having access to her pin other than like her main family? Or like would she know that really the only people who have ever had a chance to mess with her pin have been her family? Like was she
It's been
gifted it
your
by
family.
was she ever gifted the pin by a certain person when she came of age?
It would have been passed to you by either the head butler or by your father themselves. And the spell that Echo would need, so it would be a twofold. He would need smell magic to be able to detect the exact spell, and clairvoyance.
Mm-hmm.
So he could actually pinpoint the person through their magic to see who is doing it.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything she could do to get more information now, but I really don't think there is.
Yeah, unfortunately, clairvoyance is a level 3 spell.
Oh no, we're so close.
So close.
So close, but so far. Now here's where logic comes in. Would Alexandria know if she wrapped it in enough cloth, it would muffle the sound to the point, like, they could not hear through it properly?
Yeah, it's common knowledge that if a magical device is within enough of a binding, that it will not do its magic thing. Because magic doesn't go through walls, it doesn't go through stone, and things like that.
Right,
So if you put it in a box, you should be fine.
Okay. Okay, here's a question, Talon. I still have the gross trash can we haven't sold.
Yes, that would work.
Cool. So I think she pulls out the trash can from her bag, which is kind of impressive considering how large it is.
Yep.
And then drops the listening device into it, followed by her dress, which does pain her.
Yep, and the trash can does have a lid.
Yep, so she closes it and shoves it back in her bag. closes her pin, that compartment, carefully puts it back on her chest, and then just, that'll be all, Echo. Thank you. If you see Rosabella out there, just give her space. And with that, she'll kind of like essentially shoo Echo out of the room.
So Echo, you can go back to whatever you were wanting to do, and yeah, Rosabella, Alexandria, you can do as you wish. However, while Rosabella is having her alone time, I would say there is a flashback happening in her mind. Memories of a time before she was with the family, a time when she lived in the cat part of town, because this is the slums. It's called Cat Town, but it's just the slums of Pugmire, where those that are poor or not very well to do live, those that have not so many social obligations. The families are mixed together. There are rats, there are lizard people, there are cats, there are dogs. Uh, it is essentially the slums, and most families probably survive off of 5 plastics a month.
Oh, so peasant change.
Yeah, exactly. And this is during her childhood, where mixing with the melting pot, while cats speak their own language in Mao, is a recent thing, but not that recently. It's happened after the war. They do typically speak the language of dogs, as everyone speaks the same language, but they have their own regional variants, which has come from the Pugmire's English to the Mao Japanese. So, over time, Rosabella, spending time with her friends and family, has picked up bits and pieces of the language. And this is where she learned cat.
Oh. I love that.
Rosabella doesn't judge.
Yep.
That's a big thing for her too. I think.
Meanwhile,
I mean, you know,
yeah.
Rosabella just kind of. I imagine that she had sat down near the tree or something, just kind of gets up, dusts herself off, and lets out a big sigh as she heads back to the room.
So I like to imagine when she comes back to the room, Echo is long gone. Alexandria has yet again changed into her night clothes. And I think when she hears the door open, her head kind of shoots up from where she had been like fiddling very haphazardly with like her bag, trying to like make sure the trash can is down in the bottom, trying to make sure everything's perfect, and just I think almost anxiously fiddling, just because that in of itself is unsettling to know that everything she has ever spoken about has been recorded by someone. So they know that she has spoken to Kane. They know that she has spoken to like what she has spoken about with Rosabella. They know everything, and likely because of that, know where she is, and they also know about the paper.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when the door opens, Rosabella sees her almost jump before her head kind of raises up and the fur begins to smooth on her hackles, and she just, Rosabella?
Rosabella just stares at her for a moment, raises an eyebrow, but instantly shakes her head and sits down back on the bed.
So I like to imagine for just a moment there's silence before Alexandria so are we going to say anything or are we going to sit here, both of us biting our tongues until we are absolutely decrepit, like the ant we saw earlier? And I think at another moment of silence, she just, right, we're going to sit here until we're like the ant. Got it.
Rosabella just turns around and looks at Alexandria. You talk a lot, you know?
I would think you'd be used to it by now.
I was just pointing out the end.
Is that a hint that you would rather I don't talk to you currently? Because you could just say that.
I don't. As Rosabella starts to speak, she stops again and sighs again. Something that she's growing pretty used to doing now. It's in her usual speech at this point. It's a, sighing should become another language for her. Um, she just shakes her head. As much as you infuriate me, sometimes I don't wish you much.
And the same goes to you. And I think with that, she leans over, and I imagine they probably have a small lantern in their room currently.
Yeah.
And she blows out the lantern. And I imagine Rosabella would be able to hear like the bed creaking as she lays back and stares up at the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And after a moment, the silence breaks again, and she just, Rosabella?
Hmm?
You know with your training how there are many different things that you had to look at and learn to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have to do anything with listening devices? Or anything that would, well, I suppose more so magic, that would allow others to listen in on someone?
Rosabella just kind of, wow, a lot of things that she's growing accustomed to tonight. She tenses again.
And
I
I
only
think,
learned about them,
and what exactly did you learn about them?
that they exist.
Right. And I think Alexandria is thankful that Rosabella can't see her face in the darkness. And I think after a moment, she simply just, it was only a hypothetical. Just remembering some things I have read myself. And then she rolls over, closes her eyes, and tries desperately to get some sleep that I don't imagine comes easy.
Oh, absolutely not.
And while that's happening for Alexandria, the fact that she brought it up, Rosabella can't sleep because it brings back the thought process of hearing the words. There's eyes and ears everywhere. The memory from quite early on, before her training. And she just does not sleep at all.
Oh,
So, you will take a point of exhaustion.
Yep, I will accept that.
So, which means your stamina recovery will be lower. It doesn't do as badly in Pugmire as it does in 5e, which is nice.
that's good at least.
Let me actually look up, because this is the first time we've had to deal with it.
Sorry.
Hey, it's fine. That's the DM's job. But yeah, with that, the night passes. Those that do sleep get your long rest. Oh, actually, I don't think there is. Yeah, there is no exhaustion stat.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
So you are good.
you're just very sleepy.
You are very sleepy.
So what do they wake up to in the morning? I suppose Rosabella. What does Rosabella experience as the sun rises, and Alexandria? What does she experience as she wakes up from a very fitful sleep?
So you actually wake up in the morning to
Mhm.
the smell of brewing coffee.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna need that.
And as you are waking up in the morning, the coffee is passed around to all those that wish for it.
Mhm.
And as you make your way to the top of the wall, the entire map has been revealed.
Good Lord, this is huge.
Oh God.
Because in the morning light, you can see the entire maze.
Oh God, we should have done this from the first place. Dear God. Um So I'm going to assume the idea of traversing along the walls is the best option here, y'all.
Yep, more than likely. And you can also see there are several spots where ants have came through the base of the stone. There are also a few green bubbling pools of acid that the ants have fought something.
Okay, so we are, seeing that, Alexandria is infinitely more thankful that they did not go all the way through that maze at night. So I think trying to brush away the conversation from the night before and the knowledge that there's a listening device in her bag, I think she leans closer to Rosabella and just, I think I'm becoming more familiar with the concept of listening to the locals.
I can agree on that.
Well, shall we go along the tops of the walls then and hope that we come across them? And hope that whatever's in the maze did not devour Cain and the Princess overnight?
It does not take you very long, although it is a treacherous trip. Mainly from Alexandria, I am going to need traverse checks.
Oh no!
Because you are the only one that cannot bridge most of the gaps and need help.
Okay, that's a nat 20 for the first one.
That is a nat 20. So, yeah, that will actually be good enough that with the assistance of the others coming by, it takes about an hour and a half to make it to the center of the maze.
Oh, hell yeah. I like to
Oh,
imagine
thank
there's a
God.
couple scenes where Rosabella's on the other side and is like, just jump, and Alexandria just fucking yeets herself.
Yeah.
Her poor Yukita.
Yup.
She just got that. So when we get to the center, what do we see?
So, in the center are Cain and the princess standing in front of this raised platform with a blinking red light that has a green piece of glass sitting over top of it. And they are neither one moving.
Fuck. So I think Alexandria tenses and then just almost on instinct, which she, if she was thinking, would not be the best option. I think she just, Cain.
No response.
Yep, she's already trying to like scamper down the wall.
You can drop from a low point that's only about 3 feet tall. It's easy enough. You hit the ground, and there are words written on the base of the platform, but none of the three of you can recognize them immediately. They are overgrown with moss and other plant matter.
So I think Alexandria takes a couple steps forward closer to it, and then just, Rosabella, if I end up like that, I expect you to pull me out of it. And with that, she'll move closer and start moving the moss and everything.
Mhm. You brush it away, and the words of the old ones start to become clear as you brush the moss and the dead plant matter aside. The first word that is revealed to you is security. After about 5 minutes of brushing and wiping, the words revealed are anti-intruder security device Medusa.
Oh,
Oh fuck. Would we know anything lore-wise, like stories passed down from man about Medusa?
There are some stories from Greek mythology about Medusa. So
Okay.
you would know a general. Um, it's said that she was a dog so ugly that to look upon her face would turn you to stone.
Oh fuck. I think she risks like another look towards Kane, and then just, well, he definitely is stone-like. And she just, it seems that the security system itself, or well, it says it's security Medusa system, you know what I mean, but whatever it is, it has frozen them solid. Do you think it's like the platform where we broke it and it righted itself, like the stick?
hmm.
Or do you think that if we break it, they're going to be stuck like this?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
I would prefer to make that, well, to take that chance after we do a little more digging, preferably.
Echo, give me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
17. This is absolutely a petrification device. Breaking it may not fix the petrification, but there are cures for it. It is an expensive medicine that can cure those that have been petrified. However, this type is the type that you have to look into the eye to become petrified. So, if you don't look and you move them away, you can get them the antidote, hopefully soon enough. But it does look like this device can be removed from the pedestal itself without breaking it and damaging it. There is also mentions in the books of magic and lore about a military base that used this, an old place of the old ones, that uses the security system Medusa. It is considered a missile silo.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
So with, if that information is passed along, Alexandria just without hesitation just, I don't believe we should allow the cat to fully realize that this is here, and hopefully the princess will believe whatever has happened is a dream by the time they fix her. I'm sure they're aware, but do you really think any other kittens have looked into this? If so, I would think they would have remembered to make a weapon.
well, if it's been around this long and nothing's happened.
So,
Hmm.
So, I think we
as
should
you
leave
are having this conversation and preparing to move Kane and the princess,
it.
your paws scratch a bit of the dirt off of the ground
Mm-hmm.
and revealing a single word: Hamilton.
Oh, the whole Revolution song just started blaring in my head.
Yeah, wrong Hamilton, but close enough. Named after the guy.
Would we be aware of that name other than the play?
Nope.
Golly, no, it's in my head.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you Aaron Burr?
So,
Sir,
out
that
of
depends who's
character,
asking.
this would be the location of Fort Hamilton military base.
Oh no! Oh fuck! So I think Alexandria sees that word and sees that name and then just... Well, that is another bit to this puzzle, isn't it? And then I think she takes a second and recovers it as best she can with the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then is she able to recover the pedestal a little bit with the moss? Or is...
No, but
Yeah.
you do see the mechanism for removing it. You can basically just unscrew it from the base.
So closing her eyes, she will try to unscrew it.
Yep. It it doesn't really budge under your strength. It's kind of old and rusty.
Rosabella?
Quick question.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that the eye would be where this machine is, right?
Yeah. It's right here.
Okay.
The
So-
red thing is the eye.
Okay, so them removing this sign's not gonna have. They're not gonna have to close their eyes or anything, for that,
Well,
right?
while you're removing it, yes, but once it comes off, it'll shut off. You can assume, from what Echo said.
Okay. Rosabella does about the same thing. Well, moves to take it off. Her eyes are closed as well. Depending on, everybody around her, to just let her know if she's grabbing the right thing or not, and she yanks.
Yep. You yank and you feel the whole thing rotate, and it comes off like, you know those old gas caps that just has the two little tines on them that lock in,
Oh
and
my
when you
God.
twist them they pop out. It's the same effect. So you get it to twist just enough, and it just pops out of the base.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep, your base strength is just enough to move it from the rust.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
So it comes loose, the red beam of light shuts off, which it looks green and bioluminescent because of the moss on the glass,
Mm-hmm.
which it turned the red glass into a greenish color because it's more of an algae than a moss. But this device comes off in your hands. It is about the size of a shield. So it is, yeah, the eyepiece itself with the two tines, the circle, and the red glass is what comes off. The rest of it is just stone pedestal.
Okay.
So it's about the size of a buckler.
Okay. So I think after it comes off, Alexandria probably still had her hands in the way, and I think she just slowly risks, like, opening her eye.
Yep.
And then just... Rosabella, do you think that would fit in your bag? Well, I can try in mine.
I can try.
Alright. I prefer the cats don't know that we're walking out with it.
Yeah, it will fit in your backpack quite easily. It's not
Okay.
that big. It's about the size of a large cooking pot, so it fits. It's a little snug, but it fits. There
Okay.
are wires sticking out of the base of it where it came loose and detached from. It looks like the wires are just on a ring, and when it locks in place, the wires are connected. So taking it off deactivates it. You've got it in your bag.
Alright. And then Alexandria will take another step forward as Rosabella's, like, pushing it into her bag. Kind of reach out for Kane.
He is not cold stone. They are still living flesh, they are still breathing, but they are not moving.
And I don't think she can pick Kane up, because first off, Kane's a little taller than her, but also she has a -1 strength. Girl can't move anything.
Rosabella will look at her and just, I got him.
Thank you. Echo, can you grab the princess?
The princess is about the same size as Alexandria.
Oh god, if she's about the same size, if Echo can't pick her up, Alexandria will try.
Yeah. What is your strength score, Echo? Well, I'll look it up real quick. Oh, you can carry her easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a 12 in strength. You're good to go. You just toss her up on your shoulder.
All I imagine is just Rosabella to Kane, just, I know you can probably still understand me. So I hope this doesn't hurt your pride at all. She picks him up.
You hear, "You're good."
Oh no, they can still hear. Oh, Alexandria is realizing very quickly if she hears that she said that stuff in front of the princess. With that, Alexandria will start trying to climb the wall again, and then just come along. Then the quicker we get out of here, the quicker we can fix them.
So, as you are carrying them away, it takes a while, but you realize they are starting to be able to flex and move slightly. They were not petrified, they were paralyzed.
Oh my god.
Y'all lost Jess.
No.
No.
They weren't petrified, they were paralyzed.
Okay.
So,
hold on.
Yeah, I think she's having issues.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's fine, we're about to call it for the night anyway.
Yeah. Now here's the real question. As Kane's able to start moving around, can Alexandria, she doesn't know much about medicine, but could she do like a heal check just to see like if there are any lasting effects from this? Just like a little like quick little glance over at him.
Sure, go
like,
ahead and roll it.
Cool. That's a 10. Can I use one of my points?
So Echo got a 16.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you give them a little once over. There's probably no permanent effects, but temporarily they are going to have stiffness of the joints. Probably they're going to be very hungry and thirsty. And as the beam, well, with your earlier Arcana check, they probably didn't hear anything until the beam was turned off and they started actually coming out of the effect.
Oh no. That still means they heard her put it in the bag.
Yes.
Oh
but
no.
You deactivated a hazardous thing, so
It works out evenly.
Yep.
So I think as they're walking along the wall, Alexandria, like, very carefully, like, counting her steps, like, trying to remember where she stepped before. I think she risks another glance over her shoulder towards Kane, and she just, so how are you feeling, Ben? And do you mind explaining from your point of view exactly what happened?
His tail does a couple flops, a couple lackluster flops, but he still hasn't regained full power of his mouth yet.
Oh god. Can we get anything from the sad flop from the tail language?
It's like when a dog's been in a fight to save their master, but they're happy because they saved their master and the master is giving them attention.
Is Kane happy in his drugged form, in his paralyzed form, that his sister's like, so do you want to talk to me now?
Kinda. And as you are traversing out, there is a long, drawn-out squeal coming from the princess's mouth.
Oh my god. I can't wait till she's not paralyzed anymore.
Yep.
So does the squeal alert the cats as we come closer?
Yes. As you get closer, they are regaining more and more mobility. So they are able to move around more, and their ability to speak is coming quite handily at this point, since it takes about an hour and a half to traverse the actual walls. So by the time you return to the entrance, the princess has not stopped talking, and most of it is, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, dogs! She speaks fluent dog, by the way.
Oh my god. So Alexandria will just give her like that polite smile and a little incline of her head, but she's making eye contact with Kane, I feel like, and just like trying to communicate with her like body language of like, has this been how she's been this entire time?
You just get a dejected nod. And as you notice while Echo is carrying the princess, she is wearing a headband that has a felt imitation of basset hound ears on it.
Oh my god,
hanging down.
We have to take her to meet the Basset at the docks.
You eventually arrive back to the base camp with the princess and Kane, who are currently being able to talk and move around more as the paralysis has finally wore off. And as soon as they are set down on the ground, the princess wraps her arms around Kane's arm and just begins talking incessantly. And you can realize from this why the cats want rid of her so badly.
Oh my god. So I think Alexandria is just trying to kind of save Kane, but also redirect the attention so it, it looks good. I think she just, Princess.
Yes?
Those ears of yours.
Oh, yes.
They look lovely enough.
Oh, thank you. One of our attendants made them. She's very good at needle felting.
Ah. So may I ask, I heard a story from your family. Kane handed you a mouse.
Yes. So...
As this conversation is happening, I do want to say she's trying to wave for Kane to like try to step away, like with her tail.
He's trying, like she is gripping tight. You know when a cat grabs a hold of something and won't let go?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Oh my god.
So when a suitor presents a prey to another female cat, they take that as a sign that they want to cohabitate. And she goes in this long story about the engagement rituals of cats and how basically they no longer use live prey, but now it's considered you give them an expensive toy mouse, and he bought her an expensive toy mouse.
Oh my god.
And presented to her as a present. So it's the equivalent of handing her an engagement ring.
Oh my god. So I think Alexandria is like nodding, giving that polite smile of hers, and she just, I do not mean to come off as rude or abrasive, but it's not a tradition shared among dogs. I'm sure he had no idea what exactly he was offering.
Oh, I know. We've already had this discussion, which is why I was trying to show him a little bit more of our culture and some of the things of our people. Although I did sneak out, but I realize that as me being a cat and him being a dog, we are incompatible, but Kane kind of gives this dopey, like, oh my god, here it comes grin as she says, well, I really like him.
Does Kane look like he likes her?
He's not uncomfortable, but it's more like when the two lovers at the party that have been newly together are talking about how they got together, and it's kind of the somewhat embarrassing story.
So I think Alexandria just slowly raises a brow towards him.
offered her to stay at Mutt Town with me as she can teach us more of the way of stealth, and was she agreed?
Of course. Uh, Princess, if you don't mind, can I steal him for just a moment?
She kind of frowns, but of course.
Right.
And she
If you would,
lets him go
yes.
reluctantly.
Yeah, so Alexandria like steps forward, grabs Kane, like trying to look polite, but when she grabs his hand, it's as strong as she can manage, which is not very strong. And I think she just, if you want, I can offer my own companions. I'm sure they have many stories they can tell you, and already she's trying to drag Kane a little bit away.
Yeah. You get him away. Her tail is moving furtively as she is in annoyed cat mode.
Oh my god. Has she, has she not put together the two Pomeranians?
Oh no, she has no clue. Dogs are dogs to her. She just
Oh my,
loves dogs.
oh my god.
Okay, but is she an what? Okay, so she's annoyed.
She's
Yeah.
annoyed that she's taking Kane away.
Yeah, she hasn't put
Oh.
together. She has not put together the two Pomeranian thing yet.
Rosabella just kind of sees this happening and just brother sister talk.
Oh, they're related. And
Yes.
her ears perk up, and her tail does that question mark wavy thing that cats do when they're excited.
Oh god, what have you unleashed?
I would rather her not be annoyed by this situation, and I don't want her to be thinking weird things. Okay.
Yup.
Okay, that's valid. That's valid. Alexandria tried so hard to not openly state that they were siblings. Because right now he is not. Here's the thing: is one, she didn't want to make him a target. Two, also he's not the best example of House Pomeranian in some part of her heart right now because he is very shaved.
Some of his hair fur is starting to grow back, so it doesn't
Mhm.
look as bad as it did.
Well, that's good at least. But yeah, she's gonna drag him a little bit away and then just start talking. You have, and I think she looks upwards. I will give you 5 minutes to explain exactly what you were thinking.
So, all right, I also do adventuring for the cats, and I didn't know she was their princess. But
She's holding up her paw and just, you work for the cats!
no, I don't work for them. I do odd jobs for them since we're so close. It's part of keeping the peace between Mutt Town and the cats.
Her little ears are going back.
Yeah.
And she just makes a motion, continue.
Well, anyway, this really friendly cat that has been hanging around with the adventurers a lot has been helping us out, and she knows a bit of healing magic. And basically, we got friendly and we finished a job. I bought everyone a gift. There was 3 dogs, 3 cats, and no, was he a mouse or was he a rat? I can't tell, but anyway, there was 7 of us. And well, we had a lot of plastic, so I bought gifts for everybody, right? So I give her her gift. It was this nice little plastic encrusted plastic gem encrusted toy mouse. You wind up the key on the back and it goes around and it squeaks. And apparently that's where I made the big mistake.
Right, and Kane. We are going to loop back in a moment to the fact that you worked with a rat and cats. We're just going to loop back to that in a moment.
mean-
But
Cats live and work in Pugmire all the time. It's not that unusual.
it's not, but the implications. When you're this far out and this close to Mal,
Fair.
and also the rat one. The rat one is a bit far.
Well, maybe he was a badger?
That doesn't make it any better. You're only digging this hole further.
Yeah.
But well, that's a conversation for a later time. And I think with that, she like looks up the tiny bit of height difference between them and just, is this what you truly want, or are you being forced into it?
Oh no, I mean, I'm not against it, and I mean, you know me. I always take care of when I make a mistake, I make it right, or I take care of it in the best possible manner. And this is not actually the worst situation. She's really nice, she's a good healer, and she's got a lot of stories, but I've been trying to correct her on a lot of the things she thinks of Pugmire that are really wrong.
What does she think?
Well, he goes down the list. Like, essentially, you know how people in America that are really into anime go on to have these preconceptions of Japan? It's kind of the similar thing.
Oh my god. So I think as he's after he gets through the list, Alexander just, do all cats from here think that, or is that just a her thing?
No, I think that's just a her thing. She got, uh, apparently she got a hold of a couple of our adventure novels, and she's been in love with it ever since.
Right. Well, I mean, no offense to your friend, but they were right saying she's a bit of an oddball for a cat. That's not necessarily a bad thing. As long as you're happy, I'm willing to stand down. I just wanted to assure that I did not need to help you out.
No, I don't need rescued, thankfully, but she is. I mean, I did need rescued, and I sincerely appreciate you for that, but I don't need rescued from her.
Fair enough. How do you think your dogs are going to feel about it?
They already knew I worked for the Adventurers League in the Cat Cities. So I will just tell them that we've made our arrangements permanent.
Fair enough. I trust in you to handle it. I'm quite sure you're capable. And I think with that, she gives like a little shake of her head and then just. We have quite a few stories of our own to tell you once we get home. But for now, based on the look she was giving me when I was dragging you away, I think it best you go back to her before she decides to use her claws to rip me apart.
Yes, thank you. As he's walking, Makoto, I'm pretty sure that he sees the look she's giving you. Ah, you've already figured out she's my sister. And he goes back to her, and she immediately clings onto his arm again.
So with that, Alexandria will give like a polite little curtsy and just, it is a pleasure to meet you then, Makoto.
She stands up and, Lady Alexandria Pomeranian, officially as a representative of my father's house, I will officially, she does say it twice, introduce myself. I am Makoto Mao. And she gives a bow.
And I think Alexandria just like, after a moment of holding the curtsy, straightens up and just, then I apologize for misaddressing you, Princess Makoto Mao. But I am thankful that our meeting has been pleasant.
I am as well, and hopefully in the future, I will actually get to call you sister-in-law. And then she blushes hard.
It takes everything in Alexandria not to say anything. It's really cute. It's so cute as a player. I think it's fucking adorable. As like Alexandria who grew up like still in a society that really does not trust cats and really does not like cats, and especially in the noble circles. It is taking everything in her to not say anything. So I think she knows when to keep her mouth shut and instead very politely bows her head back in response and then just I think it best we get moving then. Your
Yes.
entourage is worried about you.
Yes, I have upset my family quite a bit, and I do realize that I have probably set into motion quite a few issues for both of our people.
You have.
At that moment, you hear war horns in the distance, and Yosha Pug screaming, "Come on, we can't let them get away with this!" And at that,
Rosabella.
this is where we are going to end for the night.
Oh no! I was wondering when that was going to come into play. Oh no!